We're back here in Cary, North Carolina at the WakeMed Soccer Park, getting set for the second semifinal tonight between SLC FC and Zala FFF. Which team will move on to take on, well, maybe the team of the tournament as we look at the bracket? Newtown Pride FC, a convincing win over Snaky Fox, now awaits the winner of this one. The championship game tomorrow, 3 p.m. Eastern on CNBC. Hello again, everybody. Justin Kutcher alongside former MLS midfielder Michael Lahoud. And Michael, I apologize for that, but I'm just still so excited about what we've been seeing. And in this matchup here, you've got SLC FC, the pride of Canada, against the Cardiac Kids.
Well, it's two different narratives that these two teams have created for themselves, especially at this point in this competition. For SLCFC, they are trying to bring respect to the great north of Canada, and they're doing it well. And for Zala, I mean, gosh, what can we say? They're a never-say-die team, and you can never give up on them.
This Zala team scored 4 goals in target score time in the quarterfinals against Como, but it was Daniel Kamale who had the game winner in target score time to send SLC FC to the semis. And then Antonio Roca, the 4th goal in target score time, that got Zala here to the semifinal. We are back here for the soccer tournament semifinal number 2. SLC FC against Zala FFF from Cary, North Carolina. As the stadium is filling up, we go downstairs and say hello to Katie Whittle.
Well, I had a chance to speak with SLC FC's head coach, Lorenzo, and I asked him what was the game plan in between matches. He said, we left immediately. We wanted to get away from the sport just to be able to completely refresh. They did not watch games. They did not get back here early, specifically because they want to focus on them. He told me the first 5 minutes are crucial. They want to focus on what they're good at, which is starting in a mid-block, maintaining their shape, being very defensive first. They're going to feel out what Zala is doing and then look to see how they can quickly counter.
All right, that's good to know. We'll see how they react to what Zala is doing as we look at the rules once again. The 7v7 tournament, 2 20-minute halves. Subs on the fly. No throw-ins, no punting, no drop kicking. every game ends in target score time. As we take a look at our starting lineups, brought to you by UFOS. These lineups, really what you're worried about are the goalkeepers because everyone else is shifting on the fly.
Oh, if I'm on the field, what I'm worried about are the two number 10s for the respective team. Daniel Kamali scored the game-winning goal in the last round, and Johnny Orlando, Johnny Whiz Kid, when he gets in the attacking third. Do not let this guy shoot because he can crank it.
Zala FFF in the blue, SLC FC in the whites. The referee, Mike Laverne. The assistant referees, Megan Mullen, Brendan Marion, are underway. So let's see what Zala FFF does in these first 5 minutes. How SLC FC responds to it. Eduardo Cortez in the net for Zala FFF. Zala, the name of a health and fitness company that AJ De La Garza works with. Here's Mikey Ambrose. Drake Bird was impressive in the game that we saw yesterday.
He did good work on both sides of the ball, but it was his wide play. The strength of this Zala team is not just in transition or in possession, but it's their two wingers. Both different makeups. Johnny Orlando, such a good understanding with Drake Bird. Orlando's going to be the one who's going to provide for the speed of Drake Bird.
Daniel Gogarty swings it out. Here's Michael Hodut. Kamali, who you mentioned with that game winner in the quarterfinals. Hodut, little step over to the end line, crosses, and a loose save by Eduardo Cortez.
Ball gets to the end line and gets whipped in. Keep an eye on the hands of Cortez. Safe hands. Because he's already leaning that way, his momentum is carrying him towards the ball. And that way he can react quickest to smother it.
AJ De La Garza will play it back to Eduardo Cortez. Mikey Ambrose overlapping with Obinwa. Obinwa looking for an angle, and he can't get it. Daniel Gogarty knocks it out.
With Obinwa in, look for the two center backs of Mike Ambrose and De La Garza to play those floated balls in the channel. Obinwa, he'll interchange with Drake Bird quite a bit. The two can replace each other. If Obinwa drops out wide, look, he's already pointing. Drake Bird will be the one who goes central.
Ambrose, Bird cutting towards the net. And this is going to go over the end line for a corner kick. Obinwa off the body of Kamali. Played all the way back to Cortez. 3rd minute here, semifinal number 2. Who will go on to play Newtown Pride FC in the final tomorrow. Nice takeaway, Jared Phillips. Phillips trying to get ahead for the counterattack, and the shot by Damian Graham, who was quiet in the game earlier today.
That's because Zat Knight for Bladen Grass was very physical, and that was a physical mismatch. Knight, who I thought up until that last minute approach and that last minute goal from Kamali, he's one of their best players, but goes to show you that you cannot take any plays off in TST 7v7.
No score here, 4th minute. Obinwa at midfield. That pass for Drake Bird, a former college soccer player at Bowdoin College in Maine, now an assistant portfolio manager at Bank of America. He's a smart kid. The interview he had yesterday with Katie, I was up here going, I may want to have him manage my money. This guy's good.
He didn't just bring a calming presence on the field. He bring a calming presence in a lot of people's bank accounts.
Yeah. Their portfolios. Here's Raheem Rose. Gogarty plays it out wide. A driving ball down low. Nice play. Kept in. Now down the near sideline. It is Johnny Orlando. And Orlando, you look at his body shape and you think he's not going to be that fast. He's deceptively fast.
He's deceptively fast across shorter distances. On that play, Phillips maybe had 15 yards of a head start that he gave Orlando, and Phillips made up ground, and that's what forced a turnover from Orlando.
Abdallah Alcanti. His shot is blocked. Here comes Bird. Bird with his head up. He's able to work a corner kick, but these corner kicks are not like corner kicks in 11v11. You see these corners, and it's just really basically a reset.
A lot of them are going to be short because the distance to the goal. Remember, the dimensions of the goal are much smaller, so you're not doing yourself any service by trying to whip something in the air unless you have, I don't know, Shaq on your team that can slam dunk it.
We did have Lee Trundle, but we didn't even see that. Zala moving the ball around. De La Garza plays it out wide. Good step up. Now a turnover. Here's Bird. They'll play it back. Ambrose. This will go all the way back to the keeper, Cortez.
With Ryan Russell coming in, number 11 for Zala. He's going to play higher up, and he really has exploited this no offside rule. Always lurking in and around the goal, trying to find space. And when the ball gets to the end line, he's the type of player that will just make a smart run. Wrong-footed defender, and then end up poking it in. Such a goal poacher, but a smart runner off the ball.
You know him well, don't you?
Oh, man. Yeah, we go way back. I used to play cup soccer with him in the D.C. area. Funny enough, growing up, because I ended up playing professionally, a lot of people thought that I would be the better player. He was our best player on our club team. I mean, this guy could do it all. He was ahead of his time. Some of the tricks and flicks he could pull off. Mesmerizing.
Number 11, Ryan Russell for Zala FFF. Mark that down, folks. He was better.
Almost.
Oh, okay.
No, he was better.
He was better than Michael Lahoud as a youngster.
I'll see it. I'll see it.
Here's Kai Martin, had a goal earlier today. Number 17. Martin will take a shot, driving it low, gets redirected, and that'll be a corner kick. Rose. First time tonight we're getting a chance to see SLC FC possess the ball in the offensive zone.
Rose is that one player for SLC. Just gives you something a little bit extra, very much like Gabriel Costa. He can keep it simple, but when he decides he wants to go, he can drop a shoulder, wrong foot, an opponent, and goes by him and go in on goal.
Manuel Zambazis. Zambazis skips it over to Martin. Kai Martin again drives one to the far post and just wide. Interesting, keeping it low on the ground.
And I like that play from Kai Martin because Kovacevic, he's screening the goalkeeper. Look at Kovacevic. It's so difficult for any goalkeeper. He's looking to get any touch, but shoot that on goal, keep it low, because if Kovacevic flicks it in, it's a sure goal. If not, the goalkeeper is going to react late because he can't see it through traffic.
Again, there's so many similarities with 7v7 in hockey. You have a big player in hockey stand in front of the net and maybe a redirection or just blocking the keeper's eye and having the puck go in.
And that's what made this tournament so intriguing and drawing a lot of interest. It's not just soccer fans who are intrigued by this. It really draws on the interest and the appeals from other sports, other American sports, and it's translated here in Cary, North Carolina on these fields.
Headed down by Sammy Sebaduka. Rose trying to maintain possession. He can't. Gets it taken away. And play back to Cortez.
It was an important tackle. Luis Argudo. He's one of the heroes of the last game. He comes off the bench. He's a good tackler, a good two-way player. Also a very adept passer.
10th minute, still scoreless. Do you get the sense of the report we heard from Katie earlier? Lorenzo Redwood said he would take the first 5 minutes, see what Zala was doing, and then they'd make the adjustments. Have you seen any adjustments?
So far, it's a chess match. I think for SLC, they're not pressing. They're really staying off the ball, and they're nullifying the wide play of Zala. Zala, that's one of their biggest strengths, is utilizing their wingers, and their wingers have been quite quiet so far.
Sebaduka plays it out wide to Kai Martin again. Daniel Golgarty. A takeaway. Russell, and now the long ball down the fields. Opportunity here for Zala. To the base, to the end line, and the cross, and nobody's there. Foul at midfield.
Anchor did well to get to the end line. When he gets to the end line, there's miscommunication in where the runs are coming from. This is a very dangerous ball. The goalkeeper's already committed to the near post, but there's no runners in there. You need proactive movement to reward that inspiring cross from Anchor.
So far we're seeing from SLC, anytime they cross it or they put a shot on goal, they're keeping it low.
Well, if anything, that's been their biggest difference from previous matches. They have more players, 2 players centrally, just in case of their shots from distance, but keep an eye on the far side. That back post is begging. If you can get a floated cross in, that's a bit too much on that, but if you can float across in, they have the mismatch in terms of size on Zala.
12th minute scoreless thus far. Semifinal number 2 here at TST in Cary, North Carolina. Justin Kutcher, Michael LaHoo, Katie Witham with you. And this tournament has exceeded all expectations. These teams giving it their all, hoping for that $1 million prize.
As you said, $1 million, the wind starting to float in. That will become a factor if it stays. Because now, when the wind's here, go press the goalkeeper. That's going to force errant passes. If the goalkeeper tries to clear, that wind is going to hold up, and that ball is going to bounce back in Zala's half.
Eduardo Cortez, the keeper for Zala. John Smits, the keeper for SLC. Cortez plays it out quickly. Luis Argudo.
SLC doing a good job of really nullifying everything centrally. It's forcing a lot of back passes, and this is the player you want on the ball. The least dangerous player is the goalkeeper, unless he starts advancing towards your goal and getting in your half. And you'll take that all day. That's good defending. It's forcing errant passes.
Goal kick again, just gets it quickly into Gogarty. Daniel Kamali. Kamali thought about taking that shot from distance. Sebaduka can't keep it in, but it's going to be out of bounds off of Zala. Let's go check in with Katie.
I'm here with the head coach, Lee Wynn. What have you seen? How do you want your guys to influence the game right now? And of course, I'm asking you in this moment.
Yeah.
Nope, I know. Let's watch it together. What have you seen from your guys? What do you need to see them do?
I want them to be a little bit more patient in possession because, look, they're a little afraid to come press us. But we're not in a rush to try to get something, right? And so, like right now, we're rushing to try to find an option. And for me, we just need to be patient because we got time. The other thing too is you see how dangerous they are. So as long as we're compact defensively and we're moving as a unit, we'll get our options. We'll get our chances.
Thank you.
Yes.
Zala, FFF, the cardiac kids here in this tournament coming from behind and target score time multiple times, including scoring 4 times in the quarterfinals to take down Como.
Zala not the best starters in the first half in just about every match except one. But they're a team that when the pressure gets hot, when the kettle starts burning, they seem to rise to the occasion time after time. But that wears on you. That wears on your nerves, and that wears on your will.
Yeah, they may not be the best starters, but they might be the best finishers.
Oh, yeah.
Again, a ball kept low, the cross inside, and this will be a goal kick.
AJ De La Garza and Kovacevic really collide with each other. De La Garza moving a bit gingerly. Probably gonna have to walk that one off.
th minute, no score. Ambrose. Good job of breaking that up, but now Jared Phillips the lefty, trying to get the cross. He can't. Rose is there. Phillips gets it back. Phillips mishandles it and dribbles it out.
Phillips, such a strong tackler and so quality in transition. When you're playing against him and he stands you up, he wants to bait you into bringing that ball close. And I'd like to see if you're Zala, maybe knock it over and knock it around him. Because I don't know if he has that quickness. He's a fast player, but test his mobility, turning and running in behind. If you lose the ball on the dribble, he's going the other way. Watch out. He's got a left foot, powerful shot.
Johnny Orlando is standing at the end line, just waiting for that ball to come in his direction. Does Cortez take a chance and try to look for him? Now he moves off the end line. Cortez heavily involved right now offensively, the keeper for Zala.
He's probably had the most touches of any of the Zala players. Anytime that they get put under pressure, they're making the safe pass, the safe option, because this SLC team is made to counterattack, and they've proven that with a lot of the goals they've scored.
Again, just running this offense right now through Eduardo Cortez. Orlando back to Cortez. 18th minute.
From Zala, there's no need to really force the issue just yet. This is only the first half.
Roca takes the shot, and trying for the redirection was Orlando. He thought he had a great chance.
Just as I say that, they put one in on target, and Orlando can't redirect it, but he puts himself in a good spot. But when you're moving the ball side to side, there always comes a point when the other team falls asleep. It becomes kind of monotonous, especially attackers. Attackers hate to defend. They hate running back and forth, sometimes thinking it's aimless running. But when you pick your time to go and lob something towards goal or pick up the tempo, that's when you catch the other team sleeping.
An attempt by Damian Graham. Goal kick here for Zala. We haven't had too much action here early on in this first half of play, but don't worry, there will be excitement.
Zala tends to come to life in the second half of matches. Both these teams have a lot of firepower, both on the field right now and on the bench.
Cortez will play it out wide. I tell you, you know who's had the easiest job is the referee, Mike Laverne. He's just able to casually move around.
Might be looking at his Fitbit, counting his steps.
It's like, I'm not getting many in.
No.
Cortez facing some pressure. Gabriel Ramirez. Here in the 20th minute.
And that's been the difference in this half and why we haven't had that many chances. Rose goes to press, and Zala played through that, but keep an eye on the movement ahead of the first pass. There's not enough movement from Zala. A lot of players static. And even there, receiving the ball, maybe doing something more dynamic, letting it come across your body. And Ryan Russell, being a dynamic, makes a dynamic movement. And almost gets on the end of that.
Quickly, you can see Jared Phillips wants to send a long ball as we're headed towards just about the 20-minute time, and that will do it for the first half. Just about as quiet a first half of soccer as we have seen. No score, only a couple of attempts on goal. It'll be very curious to see what the changes are, what the adjustments are by the coaches for the second half. Scoreless game in semifinal number 2.
The soccer tournament is brought to you by Ally, proud ally of TST. Do it right. By Aviation American Gin, the official gin of TST. And by UFOS, the official active recovery footwear of TST.
Oh, look at that. The eerie moon overlooking Stadium Field number 2 at the soccer tournament for the semifinal number 2. Scoreless game, SLC, FC, and Zala FFF. The winner moves on to the championship tomorrow to take on Newtown Pride FC. Newtown with a convincing win over Sneaky Fox. And right now, we've seen 20 minutes, Michael, of these teams kind of feeling each other out. Nobody able to really make the move yet.
And that's the beauty of TST 77. Someone will have to make the move. You can't just rest on your laurels. Yeah. You can't see this out. No ties. So we know for a fact that someone will blink first. Who's going to be that team? We'll find out in the second half.
Can they go scoreless through 2 halves and then go to target score being 1? Who knows? But let's see what happens. Second half is coming up in front of this packed house in Cary, North Carolina.
The soccer tournament is brought to you by Ally, proud ally of TST. Do it right. By Aviation American Gin, the official gin of TST. And by UFOS, the official active recovery footwear of TST.
Welcome back to TST. I'm Katie Witham, down on the pitch with the SLC FC head coach Lorenzo. Lorenzo, scoreless here at the break. What adjustments do you need to see your guys make? How do you influence this game here in the second?
Well, I see that they like playing with their goalie a lot, right? So, you know, we're going to try to press the goalie a bit more than where we did, because at times when we did, it worked. At somewhere, because they just kicked the ball away, right? So we're going to try to do that right now, see how it works, right? Hopefully we get a little more pressure and get the ball more on our side. So let's see what happens.
Any more adjustments that you need to see? Or
Not right now, because right now everybody's playing a tight game, both teams. It's a tight game. There's not really a lot of counterattacks happening, right? Everyone's being, I guess, safe at this present time, right? Semifinals, so.
Yep. Tired legs, I get it.
Yeah, very tired, right? This afternoon, it was hot.
It
was hot.
We'll see how this one goes, Coach. Appreciate the time. Thank you. Justin, Michael, we'll send it back up to you guys.
All right, Katie, thank you so much. And this SLC FC, again, it's the Sports Leagues Canada. They run the adult soccer leagues in Toronto. They partnered with Vaughan Soccer Club in Ontario. And their mission was to prove that Canadian soccer is better than people think. They composed this team with a defense-first mentality. Well, they've certainly proven to people that Canada soccer is for real.
They've been difficult to break. Look at their record in terms of goals against, one of the better goals against records in this tournament. But what I've been impressed with are the goal scoring rate and the ambitions. When this team wants to get forward, they're built to counterattack. They send defenders, not just midfielders, but defenders to get in and make the difference and score goals.
In target score time at TST, it presents so much opportunity and so much fun. At the end of the second half, the leading score, the team with the leading score, you add one to it, and the first the target score wins. You remove a player every 5 minutes until that target score is reached. SLC FC starts with the ball here in the second half.
This player, Alcanti, he's been very quiet in the semifinal matchup. Found the last quarterfinal game against Blazing Grass. He was effective getting the ball in tight quarters, slaloming past opponents to go in on goal.
Kovacevic. Landed back. Kai Martin takes the shot down at the side of the net. And they're going to say it's a corner kick. It was deflected out off the foot of Luis Argudo.
Kai Martin seems to be the one most likely to unlock this Zala back line, this low block for Zala. Zala, they tend to step more further towards their goal, and they really leave a lot of space for long distance shooting.
He seems to be the most willing to take that distance from that shot from distance, and as we talk, the volley gets all the way through and the diving stop.
When this rebound falls to Phillips, it's on his weaker right foot. That's why he scuffs it. Here comes a high press.
Here's that pressure on the keeper, trying to create that turnover. Argudo. De La Garza trying to track it down. He can't. Kicks it away in frustration.
Benoit, just a casual, errant pass. Those are the moments that you have to get right at this stage in the competition. De La Garza timings run forward perfectly, and if Benoit, rather than putting it in the air, if he puts it on the ground, then De La Garza could either hit it first time or take a touch and hit it to strike on goal.
Kamale against Bird, leaves it back.
Come wider, Martin, come wider.
Abdallah Alcanti. Now Kai Martin.
Go.
Just working the ball around, waiting for that lapse in judgment. Oh. Jared Phillips just unleashed one.
Been waiting for him.
Now his corner, and that's punched away as he gets it back with the right, puts it down low, and the save by Cortez.
That's more like it from Phillips, shooting with his right boot, but take you back 2 games ago, he scored an absolute rocket from similar spot. Now he's getting it on the act before it was Kai Martin. Now Phillips taking advantage of the time and space afforded to him from wide areas.
Sala plays it back to Cortez. No pressure yet on Cortez.
There you go. There you go. Hey, Luis, a little bit further.
We heard Lorenzo Redwood talk about how both teams, aren't taking chances here in the semifinals. Is that nerves? Is it not wanting to create a counter? What do you think it is?
I think it's a respect for how both teams play. Zala, they thrive on chaos. They thrive on being the comeback kids, and you can only do that for so long before it goes against you. And when you get away with it time after time, and really when you earn the right to come back, as I said, rather than getting away with it.
And here's a chance. Here comes Martin. Kai Martin, the touch, and a kick save. Cortez.
Great goalkeeping from Cortez. He had to get that to perfection. And it comes off sloppy passing and good defending yet again. SLC forcing a turnover at midfield. Zala left exposed.
This, your allies' save of the game, just took place.
That's a good first touch from Kai Martin, but he doesn't go high. When Cortez is coming out, he's already committed. That's when you dink it over him. He hits it really straight at Cortez, and that's good goalkeeping.
Here's AJ De La Garza. Trying to play it outside was Obinwa, but Bird was cutting already, and there's the miscommunication. By the way, give De La Garza credit as well on that play. He came sliding in to help out on that save.
And that sort of pressure from AJ De La Garza, that can throw an attacker off. It forces Martin to hurry a shot maybe faster than what he was probably going to do initially.
Keep on moving. Come wider.
Playing it out wide, trying to create some space. With the left, the ricochet off the body of Obinwa. This will be a corner kick. Rose gets it back. Another corner kick. Here in the 26th minute, still looking for the first goal of the game. Here in the second semifinal.
Key contributor for Zala. We haven't seen as many minutes getting in as Moyad Enk here.
Obinwa plays it back. Obinwa able to keep it in on the end line. Now all the way back to midfield. De La Garza.
There we go. Hey, go. Switch left. Drake. Stay.
You could hear the wind picking up here in Cary, North Carolina, as De La Garza was waiting for the sub to be made. Again, with these subs on the fly, they have the ball. They're going to dictate when they want to go.
That's good game management. In previous games, we've seen teams get punished for making an error pass, forcing a corner kick, forcing a set piece, and then teams make a change and they're caught exposed and really get done on the counter.
Bring it all the way back to Cortez, and here's that pressure being applied by Abdallah Alkanti. They do get the ball back. Graham. An overlap to the end line. That's going to the fans' field side. And let's show you this environment here, this crowd, this cabana area that we have for the stadium field. It is so cool. And you were down there last night, and you were saying how many people you saw down there. It's a great environment. They've done a phenomenal job here in this first year.
They have this VIP feel to one of the hottest parties this summer centered around soccer. I felt like, hey, sign me up for a cabana. I want in.
It does. It feels like a VIP party. It's like you go to a game in Miami and you're like, oh, who's here? All right, let's go.
It's good to see some of the prominent figures and prominent faces throughout U.S. soccer. Some NBA stars in the mix.
Good, AJ. Relax. Yep.
And use the word festival. I think of the word celebration. Celebration of something good happening with TST 7v7.
De La Garza. Again, these teams just patiently waiting for something to develop, waiting for someone to bite.
Hey, Drake. Drake. Rio.
No pressure yet on Cortez.
Cortez at a certain moment,
Rio.
he's given this much time and space, and Rose starting to up the pressure. But when he gets in that space again,
Got the middle, David.
I'd like to see him have a rip, have a shot. Because just as we've seen with
Ramirez to Bird. And Bird's centering ball gets deflected. Now it's kept in.
Behind you. Raheem.
Russell trying to go 1v1, plays it back. Antonio Roca.
On that, on that.
AJ De La Garza wins
Take that,
that
take
second
that.
ball,
Take
so
that.
important to pinning a team in.
Oh, and this is going to be a dangerous play. Damian Graham got that boot up a little bit too high.
Rio. Come here.
Graham takes an errant first touch because his first touch isn't good enough. The ball pops up.
Hey, patient.
Antonio Roca goes in, and that's the right call from the referee. Roca does put his head down, but we've seen in other games you can't put your boot that high up.
Eduardo Cortez just walking this one up.
Switch to Manu.
When Cortez gets the ball, keep an eye on the movement of Tony Roca. If Roca creates space and gets wider, that's going to make the attacker make a decision. Now, do I go and press the goalkeeper, or do I go and stay with Roca?
It's a foul. Yep. A clear foul. Here by Omar Marzouk. Mikey Ambrose will take this free kick. Won the 2018 MLS Cup with the Atlanta United. A two-man wall set up. Now one-man wall. Ambrose takes the shot and rifles it into the seats. A smaller target for these goals. These set pieces, they're just so difficult to capitalize on.
I think you may have needed 2 goals standing on top of each other to maybe make that a more effective opportunity. He wasn't buying that one.
Let's go, Raheem. I need you on the game. There's you. There
Raheem Rose out of bounds. Free kick coming up.
Raheem Rose gets in possession. Salah knows that he's one of their most dangerous players. He can pick a pass, he can create his own space. And they shade over, almost coming over to double team and bring cover in case one player gets beat.
Sebaduka calling for it. Lofting one, headed away. Ambrose, collision, and this will be a foul against SLC FC. And let's go down to Katie.
You guys, I stumbled across Tony Walls over here, fresh off that Newtown Pride win, and he just happened to tell me that he used to play with Cortez, the goalkeeper over here. Do you call him Pollo?
I call him Pollo. Yeah, that's a nickname he's had for a while. I think his dad actually played, and he had the nickname as well. But I mean, he's unbelievable. He's like a field player playing in goal, and he barely gives up rebounds. He's composed, and I mean, if you saw the last game, he's pretty much, you know, the reason they came back and won 4-3 and the Elam ending. So
Because
he's
you're
impressive.
you're my analyst down here right now. How much of a difference does it make when you are that confident in the foot skills of your keeper in a game where it's 7v7?
Right. I mean, I don't want to give away all the tactics, But if you've been watching, you can see that it makes a huge difference. It's outdoor, but it's not exactly outdoor. So you can see now, he's walking it up, and then the defense has to make a decision, right? How are they going to react to that? And Pollo, he typically makes the right decision. So it's tough. It's very tough.
You're doing a little scouting while you're standing here. Does that mean we're kind of hoping for maybe a Zala win so you can face off with him tomorrow, or what? Are you not willing to put it out there? Come on, tell us everything.
I don't want to put it out there. Whoever wins, wins. We're kind of focused on what we're doing. Obviously, we might have to adapt here and there to personnel, but I know Tony Rocha as well, great player. So both teams have a lot of quality. So either way, we're going to have to bring our A game. So
thanks for letting me bug you again.
Yeah,
I appreciate it. We'll see you tomorrow.
Yeah, we'll see you tomorrow.
Much thanks to Tony Walls right there, giving us the scouting report. Here in the 34th minute. Bird. Here we go. Rose coming for SLC. And he's going to be called for the foul, trying to get around his defender. And instead, he went through him.
It's great work from Tony Rocha. Just Rose, when he knocks it by him, Rose has a low center of gravity and a deceptively strong player, but because Tony puts his body in front, he knows that he's equally as strong, and he bails his team out.
There have been a lot of games played here since Thursday morning. And with the target score time, we've done a bunch of games. We have yet to see a target score go to 1. Could that be the case here in the second semifinal? Still scoreless here in the 35th minute.
Zala keep giving the ball away at midfield. That could very much change. When you have a player with the quality and caliber of AJ De La Garza, he can put out a lot of fires.
Drake Bird goes down. And is this going to be a free kick, a foul right there, or a kick like a throw-in?
Hey, Boots, let's go.
I think the follow-through is what catches Bird, but the defender did get the ball first.
You're on the far side there. I need you to.
Benoit's back in.
That guy over there, I need you guys to press. Because he's a Drake. If you come this way, it's easier to go there. So it's the left side that needs to do the press, all right?
Bird back to Benoit.
Yes.
End line in the corner. Nice takeaway.
Head on. Give it to him.
Stumbling. Here comes Kamale. Kamale with a few blue jerseys around him, able to maintain possession. And quickly up ahead, Raheem Rose, near side. His pass picked off by Rocha.
It's good defending from Tony Rocha. He's been the most switched on of his Zala players. He's had to adapt and come back, interchanging between center midfield. It's a dangerous ball.
Dangerous ball may work out. Into the box. Argudo had an attempt. Argudo battling in the corner there.
Pick up.
Raheem Rose reads that pass from Argudo so well, because if he's not there or doesn't have any intent to intercept that, then that ball is going straight to Bird.
Bird takes the shot. It's blocked. Smits was able to get down like a catcher in baseball and just block that ball. 37th minute, still looking for the first goal.
Hurry up, Sammy. Work your ass out to finish it, yeah. Work your ass out.
A couple of substitutions come in. One of them, Jared Phillips, has a big shot. That ricochets off the Zala player. Into the party zone. Heads up.
You know what I'd be holding? Not my hat. Definitely be holding my drink. Priorities, people. Priorities.
Phillips. Into the box. Here comes Ankier. With Bird. Bird, the step over. Back to Obinwa, 38th minute.
Easy, easy.
Rocha.
Hey, just hey, simple, simple. Don't lose it. Yes, good.
Orlando's been pretty quiet in this game.
With Orlando coming on, he's coming in more centrally. Obinwa, he started the game as a center forward and as a striker. Now he's dropped in to find more space as a defender. He's got versatility to his game, not just by positioning, but he wants to set teammates up.
You can hear these fans for the first time getting restless. Like, come on, let's go for it. There's a turn by Orlando and a shot. And I think Smith's got a piece of it.
Johnny Orlando looks rested and refocused. Look at the spin move. Just chops it to his right. And that's a great save for Smith. That ball is inching and almost squeezed through the near post. And how quickly Smith's got low. That is impressive for a guy his size.
Keeping it scoreless in the 39th minute. SLC FC hoping for one last chance here before the target score time. This would be the first 0-0 target score time score of the tournament. It's not over yet.
Given how deep Zala are defending, they're almost in the Christmas tree formation.
Oh, the redirection.
So close to getting the touch, that much needed touch from Phillips. But look how tight Zala are. That ball squeezes through for Phillips. He's not ready for it. He's not waiting. And the threading of the needle goes through the eye of the needle right towards Phillips. You don't want that one back.
And guess what? Zala is not the fan favorite right now because Cortez is just standing on the ball waiting for that whistle. And there is the whistle. For the first time in TST, we go to target score time. And the target score is 1. Next goal wins. And the winner will move on to the final to take on Newtown Pride FC. Well, here at the TST target score time, for the first time in this tournament, here we are in the second to last game, and it's the first time we go to target score time with a score 0-0. So that means the target score is 1. The first team to that target score wins, and the player gets removed every 5 minutes until we hit that target score of 1. It's time for our target score time coin toss, brought to you by soccer.com. I love how we get the kids involved here for the semifinals and finals for the coin toss.
You can always tell who the players are that are the moms and dads. They see the kids, there's always a big smile on their faces. I'm guessing some of the single guys are all business.
That or they're looking elsewhere.
Yeah.
Well, right now, there is a lot of business at hand. Why? Because the winning team will move on to the championship tomorrow for the chance to win the $1 million take-all prize. And you fought so hard to get to this point. Zala FFF the Cardiac Kids. They seem to come back time and time again in SLC FC, playing for Canada, playing for the country of Canada to prove, hey, we're pretty good up north. Who will take that chance? Who will be the first one to break in this target score time?
A difference that could be the deciding factor, substitutions. This Zala team, they've had to grind out results. I hope they pack a defibrillator with them because they're going to need it to be able to inspire another miracle. For SLC, they're the fresher of the two teams, and they have a master plan, and that's to sit back, to press at times, but to counterattack mostly.
Now, if we keep on going further and further into this target score time where you go 5v5, 4v4, does the advantage swing towards Zala because you have a keeper in Cortez who's so good with his feet?
I think so. And he's proven that in previous matches for Zala. Zala have two-way players. In their last match, keep an eye. If it gets to 3v3 or 4v4, the likes of a Tony Rocha or Mike Ambrose, they're very fit, very athletic players.
Fans here not happy with how often this Zala team is using Cortez, their keeper. That was out of bounds, so it will be SLC ball. So you get this team in Zala, and here in Cary, North Carolina, this tournament that everyone has loved, and soccer fans and non-soccer fans, they love it because of the excitement. They don't want to see any stall tactics.
We don't want to see any stall tactics in the booth because we love talking and calling goals.
I want you to hit that, my friend. Yeah, I want you to get it back over.
Here's Phillips.
Stay wide, stay wide, stay wide.
Raheem Rose. His cross gets all the way through. Trying to bring it down. Another cross. And that gets knocked over the end line. It'll be a corner kick.
It's an important block from Moyad Enkir. Hasn't been as involved offensively, but very big defensive contribution.
Kyle Hudutz plays it back for Daniel Kamali. Kamali had a game-winning goal earlier today.
I need you to hit this ball. Hit the ball low on the ground.
Kamali takes the strike. And the fans cheering for their fellow fans. One of them punching it right back in.
Good form on the punch.
He was seated. Didn't even move. Dangerous. Rose trying to come up and take it from Obinwa. And a foul here against Phillips.
When Zala in possession, Raheem Rose seems to be the one that is most likely to initiate the press. And sometimes Obinwa, for as good as he is playing forward passes, he can be lax on the ball at different times. Keep an eye on that matchup. All Rose needs to do is get that press right, win possession, and that's 1v1 with the goalkeeper, Cortez.
Again, you can hear it. You can hear the boos. They don't like to see Cortez handle it. This is certainly the strategy of Zala FFF here in this semifinal.
Get back, get back, get back. Okay, Luis, hey, next play.
Both teams being so difficult to break down when they sit in their defensive block. Wouldn't be surprised if the long distance shot is the one that wins it. All you need is one chance, all you need is one goal to be the decider in this target score time.
Next goal wins. So we're coming up on a minute and a half before we go to 6v6. Kamali waving through. Here's Kai Martin taking the shot, and that goes wide, and it's going to be off a defender. So it will be a corner kick. Rose to Phillips.
Martin, back post. Kai, back. Back close, Mari, Kai. Keep going.
Rose deflected out by Bird.
Combination of Rose and Phillips. Two skillful players. Phillips has such a big frame. I'd like to see him play closer to the goal, especially with shots raining in. Remember, in that second period, it was Phillips that almost redirected that shot towards goal.
Nice move. Here comes the shot. The redirection. Rose shoots. Scores! SLCFC to the final.
It's pandemonium here in Cary, North Carolina. And Raheem Rose is the hero for all of Canada. This game was a nail-biter. It was always going to take one moment, one golden opportunity. And it's Rose who cashes in for SLC.
SLCFC will take on Newtown Pride FC in the championship, thanks to the game-winning goal by Raheem Rose.
Rose looked to be the one that had that extra spark. As I said before, he's so good in tight spaces. Look at when he takes his first touch. It's that second touch, errant tackle. You can't miss tackles. Tony Rocha hasn't put a foot wrong throughout this game, but that is his one missed play. And in target score time, that's why we have it here at TST. No one likes a tie, especially not Raheem Rose. And he'll send his Canadian counterparts to the championship game.
3 p.m. Eastern Time tomorrow on CNBC for $1 million. But first, let's go down to Katie.
Oh my goodness, the passion, the excitement, the players that you've had climbing up your back down here. Just take me back to this moment. What did you see? How did you make it happen? What does this feel like right now for you?
I mean, it's easy when you have a bunch of guys ready to go to war with you, so that part is amazing. That part is amazing. Honestly, I'm used to touching the ball a lot. Pause, but the fact that I didn't get it, I was getting frustrated in my head. Chams, the guy who gave me the ball, he said, just get ready in the pocket. I got it, turned, and classic toe punt, Futsal Canada. That's you know, typical stuff.
Earlier in your earlier game today, I could tell that you were really being hard on yourself. You were getting frustrated in so many moments because you had a couple of opportunities, but to be able to finish it off like this, with this kind of moment, and know that you're playing tomorrow for $1 million, just what does that mean for you right now?
I mean, I can't even describe it right now. Like all the emotion that's going just through my head, my mind, everyone back home, like it's nonstop encouragement. It's nonstop. Even the fans here, like they don't even know like us, but they're here and they're helping us out. It's just unexplainable. Like I thank God, I thank my family, everyone for like just getting on us, no one expected us to be here. Honestly, we barely expect us to be here, but the fact that we're here is the most amazing thing, and I'm just very appreciative about it.
Well, we loved that you're here. Get over there and celebrate with your
Thank
team.
you so much, man. Thank you guys. Thank you so much.
The emotion right now. You never know what to expect. They put this team together. They just want to say and show that soccer in Canada is better than people think it is. Well, now the country of Canada will be watching tomorrow at 3 p.m. Eastern on CNBC to see if SLC FC can bring home that $1 million prize as they will take on Newtown Pride FC.
I can't wait for the championship game tomorrow afternoon. It's two teams that have two different philosophies. The counterattack style versus the possession play of Newtown. It's going to be all to play for.
Raheem Rose, he was described as the best player, the all-around best player and most gifted player on this SLC FC team. It's only fitting that he's the one to send his team to the championship.
There's a sense of responsibility that he puts on himself and he shoulders, and that's what you want from your best players, your most talented players, to have that sense of pride, and not just for Canada, but for this team to make a statement And boy, did he make a statement tonight. And I love what he said about the toe punch. That is very Canadian. I have a friend back in Austin who calls it, Tony Capasso, shout out to you. He calls it a toe punch as well. This is what makes this 77 tournament so special. Blending outdoor and indoor soccer. And here's a golden moment.
Are they going on Instagram Live right now? What's going on here? Again, I think you said it so well this afternoon in the quarterfinals. Oh, Canada. Oh, boy. They are into the final to take on Newtown Pride FC. We talked about the cardiac kid, Zala FFF, and you said you could only get lucky so many times. You can only go to the well so many times. And with this one, this was the one that ended it. But let's go back down to Katie.
The passion, it's infectious down here.
It's crazy.
How
It's crazy.
proud are you
Oh.
of your guys?
You know what? I don't know. I can't have nothing to say right now. I'm just shocked at the time. You know, great game, both sides, right? It was tight because there was a lot at hand. You know what I mean? But you know what? The boys pulled it through. As they keep on saying all weekend, the boys are back in town, right? That's our motto for the whole weekend, right? So they're doing it, right? They've done their job. They have one more. They've done their job for today. They have one more for tomorrow, right? Let them enjoy it.
This has been such a unique experience, being the first time ever for this 7v7 tournament with the different rules coming in. What has this experience been like for you personally, getting to this point, winning in that fashion, but specifically with that group of guys?
Oh, amazing. You know what? We worked hard back in Toronto with the boys. It's a great experience. The whole entire tournament was great. There's nothing, I can't say nothing negative about what's going on the whole entire weekend that we're here, with the 4 days, whatever it is. But you know what? Hats off to the committee, whoever put this thing together. Great job on them. So you know what? Hopefully it's going to just grow bigger and bigger from here on in.
You said you've put in a lot of work. The work is not done yet. One more to go. I'll let you go celebrate with the guys. Coach, thank you.
Very much.
Congratulations.
Big man.
What a great smile by Lorenzo Redwood. He's been so gracious with Katie throughout this tournament, and he just gave props to the TST for putting this together, and what a job they have done, the committee, to put this event together, and the excitement it has generated. And the country of Canada will be watching as they've been following along to SLC FC. Now we'll take on Newtown Pride FC tomorrow at 3 p.m. Eastern Time. CNBC. Newtown Pride has been so good, dominant almost in this tournament. But SLC FC, there's just something about them. They definitely are a team that does not give up.
They have that Cinderella sort of vibe. And there are different times, especially late on, where it looked like the clock may have struck midnight, but they continued dancing, and now they're dancing on to the championship game.
Yeah, put those flip-flops on. Get your feet rested. You deserve it. By the way, shout out to our entire crew. Long days here in Cary, North Carolina, putting on all these games for you, and they've done a heck of a job. They painted field number 1. It is ready for the championship game tomorrow for our entire crew, including Michael Lahoud and Katie Witham. I am Justin Kutcher saying so long from a day where we saw 4 quarterfinal games, 2 semifinal games. We've got one more left for $1 million tomorrow, 3 p.m. on CNBC.